Okay, we're on our way to a no heat call, and what happened at this house is we had some really bad rain and flooding going on for a couple of days, and the power went off in this area, and their sump pump obviously could not work without power, and they had a bunch of water in their basement. The furnace is in the basement. It is possibly going to be bad news. So when we get here, we're going to see how bad it is and see what all got submerged and how much water got in the furnace, and see what we're going to have to do to get these people some heat. So let's go in here and see what they had happen. Definitely cold in the house. I hear some kind of blowers rolling down here. Oh Lord. We are going to have to disable these air movers, they call them, at least long enough so we can hear. And as you can see, our furnace is pretty low to the ground. Now, let's see if we can see a water line anywhere on the wall, because I do not. So I don't know how much water was actually in here. If maybe they just got lucky and the pan filled up and the float switch tripped. So, pretty neat job. This is one of our better installers that did this one, and he pipes the auxiliary down into the pan and does a couple of things that you know, everybody doesn't do. It's a pretty good looking job. The city does not like you using the nylon strap on flue pipes, and so that was supposed to be temporary, so we're going to need to replace those straps with metal. So let's open this thing up and see if we can tell how much water got in it. First thing I'm going to do is just take this float switch off and just sit it there. Now let's open it up and look at the fuse and whatever else. All right. Now, yep, the filter is wet. Not there, not there. Wet right there, so we may or may not have gotten into the fan motor. Somebody's probably got the power turned off to this. Let's just see if it got the fuse. Doesn't look like it. But I'm going to think that the board looks, let's see, it could have just soaked up to there just by getting at the bottom there. I just can't see any water line. Well, I think the board, if it got wet, probably the bottom of that blower motor did too. So Let's just find out. And I don't see any of them turned off. We do put, when we convert from heat pump to gas, we do put these little, and it does not appear blown either. All right, so I pulled the leads off the transformer. Got my meter leads on them. And I'm gonna push in the button. Yep, and we've got power. So let's just check the output of the transformer right quick. It's putting out 28 volts. Which I'm not surprised. But the board, actually, it is lighting back up. So I wonder how high the water actually got in here. It may not have gotten high enough to do anything besides trip the float switch. Let's see what we got. All right. Looks like we're normal. Let's get our water out of this pan so we can hook the float switch back up. Alright, that's too slow. Probably should go ahead and pipe that over to the sump pump over there so they have a way to drain it. But the building codes can be really stupid, and then certain municipalities can do what they call ordinances. And they can require certain things that don't coincide exactly with the building codes. And, you know, I wonder if that's purely legal, but you know what they say, you can't fight City Hall. So let's get this water all the way out of here and see if it'll start. All right, we got most of that water out. And it never did try to start, so I'm thinking there's no call. So let's go. Oh yeah, I got a nest. Oh boy. I think I hear something. I don't think they got as much water down here as they thought. Or maybe it just got close and didn't hit anything. Got the float switch in the bottom of the filter, so we're going to come back here real soon with a new filter, because I'm sure that water is going to greatly inhibit that filter's ability to allow airflow, and it may even suck water into the blower. I don't think we want that. It's just those bottom couple that are wet. I don't have one with me, and I do not want to leave this house with no filter. This is an older house, and it is full of floor returns, and I don't want to leave it for 1 minute without filter. Good from out there anyway. So I'm going to put the door back on, and I have just noticed that this bottom pipe is not even used. Now that top one comes from the heat pump upstairs, and this bottom one is from right here. That used to go as the primary drain to the old air handler when it was a heat pump here. And as I said before, the city will not allow you to dump your condensate drain into a sump pump. Makes no sense to me. I mean, we can install a little tiny pump and run it out, but can't use the sump pump. So we just do what they say and get them out of here. The homeowner made a good point a few minutes ago that the city is no longer here. So they're done and gone, and they're not coming back, and the homeowner can hire us to do anything he wants. So we're not going to charge him, but we're going to take these brackets loose and lay that bottom pipe down on the floor and elbow it over here directly into the pan. We'll probably put the elbow before the valve to try to tighten it up. So we're going to come back and do a couple things, but it looks like they got heat. All right, so as it turned out, I had a couple of elbows, which was really all I needed, and there was enough pipe already running back there, so we just cut it off, shortened it, took it out of those two brackets, and so I went ahead and piped this into the sump pump over here where the top floor drain goes. And like the customer said, the city's gone and they're not coming back here, so we can do what we want. I'm still going to leave the valve off just so that if there's an air conditioning issue or whatever happens and it starts not draining through its primary drains and going into the pan, I'd rather know about it. So I'm going to leave that valve off, and then obviously it'll hit that float switch and it'll let us know if we have drain issues. But yeah, they got lucky. They got heat, everything's okay, and let's go to the next one.